Today we're going to look at Chapter 4, Lesson 3, which is Chapter 4, Lesson 4. We're going to multiply mixed numbers. Sorry, I didn't write that correctly. So this is Chapter 4, Lesson 4, mixed numbers. That means we're going to have a whole number and a fraction. So on this first part, we're going to multiply a fraction and a mixed number. So you'll see that we have a regular fraction and a mixed number. Now when we multiply fractions, we need to make sure that we change any mixed number into an improper fraction. To do that, we're going to multiply the bottom number, which is the denominator, by the whole number. So 4 times 1 is 4. Then we're going to add the numerator, which is the top number. So 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7. So that's going to turn into 7 over 4. You keep the denominator the exact same. And now we're just going to bring down the 1/3. And we're just going to multiply like normal then. 1 times 7 is 7. 3 times 4 is 12. Because there's not a factor in common between the 7 and the 12, that is our answer. Let's go on to the next one. Our mixed number is 5.5. We need to change that into an improper fraction. We're going to do 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11. So 11 over 2, because that's the denominator up here, times 1/3. So we're going to multiply across, and we get 11. Multiply on the bottom, and we get 6. Now this is an improper fraction. We can't leave it as an improper fraction, so we need to turn it to a mixed number. So 11 divided by 6. 6 goes into 11 once. 11 minus 6 is 5. The leftover will go up on top, so we have 1 and 5, 6 as our answer. Go down here to the next one. Our mixed number is 2.5. So we're going to change that into an improper fraction. We're going to do 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. We keep the denominator the same, so 5 over 2. And then we're going to have 2 over 3. We're going to multiply. We're going to cross cancel, because if you look at those 2's, those are the same number. When they are the same number diagonal from each other, cross them out and make them 1s. 1 times 5 is 5. 3 times 1 is 3. Now, if we look at that, the top number is larger than the bottom. That means it's an improper fraction. So we're going to do 5 divided by 3. 3 goes into 5 once. 5 minus 3 is 2. The leftover will be our numerator. And the bottom, the outside number right here, is our denominator. So 1 and 2/3. Well, one more problem like those. We'll have a mixed number. We're going to change that into 10 over 3. And then we have 3 over 8. I'm going to be cross-canceling, because if we look diagonal, the 3's are the same, so we're going to cross them out and make them 1s. If we look this way, we have an 8 and a 10. 2 can go into both of those numbers. 8 divided by 2 is 4, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. So we have 1 times 5 is 5. 4 times 1 is 4. The numerator is larger than the denominator. That is an improper fraction. So we're going to be dividing 5 divided by 4. 4 goes into 5 once. Our leftover is 1. That will be our numerator. And then our outside number is our denominator, 1 and 1/4. So that's what you do when you have a fraction in a mixed number. On this other side, we have mixed number by mixed number. So the only thing different is we're going to change each mixed number into an improper fraction. So 1 times 8 is 8, plus 7 is 15. So we have 15 over 8. And then we're going to do 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So 10 over 3. I'm going to go ahead and cross cancel, so I'm working with smaller numbers at the end. We look at the 15 and 3. 3 is in common. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. 15 divided by 3 is 5. Then we're going to look at the 8 and the 10. There's a factor of 2 in common. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So we're left with 5 times 5 on the top, which is 25. On the bottom, we have 4 times 1, which is 4. 25 is larger than 4, so that is an improper fraction, and we're going to have to divide. 25 divided by 4. 4 goes into 25. 6 times, because that is 24. We have leftovers of 1, so 6 and 1/4. Let's head on to the next problem. We're going to change each of those mixed numbers into improper fractions. So we're going to multiply and then add. So this turns into 8, 9 over 2. This changes into 6, 7, 8 over 3. We're going to go ahead and cross cancel. 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into 9 3 times. Then we're going to look at the 2 and the 8. 2 goes into 2 once. 2 goes into 8 4 times. 3 times 4 is 12. 1 times 1 is 1. So our answer is 12. And that is a whole number answer. Have a little bit bigger numbers on this one, but it's going to be the same exact thing. We're going to do 15 times 2 is 30. 30 plus 1 is 31 over 2. Then we have 9 and 3/4, so 9 times 4 is 36, plus 3 is 39 over 4. Now if we look across, there's no cross canceling, so we're just going to have to multiply these out. I know 2 times 4 is 8, but I don't know 31 times 39 off the top of my head, so I'm going to come over here and do some work on that. 31 times 39. 1 times 9 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. So we get a 0, 3, 9, 9, 10, 12. So we have 1,209 over 8. That's an improper fraction, so we're going to be dividing. 1,209 divided by 8. 8 goes into 2 once. 12 minus 8 is 4, so I'm going to bring down the 0. 8 goes into 45 times. I'm going to bring down the 9. 8 goes into 9 once. And our remainder is 1, so 151 and 1/8. And then our final problem, we're going to end it with a much easier problem than that. We're going to change these mixed numbers into improper fractions. So 1 times 4 is 4, plus 1 is 5, so 5 over 4 times 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5 over 3. We can't cross cancel, so we're just going to multiply straight across. So 5 times 5 is 25. 4 times 3 is 12. And now we're going to divide because that's an improper fraction. Some of you can see that in your head. If you can, go for it. 12 goes into 25 twice because that is 24. So we get 2 and 1, 12 as our answer.